Let's face it, folks, medical school is a beast. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose while riding a unicycle, blindfolded, in a hurricane. Trust me, I've been there. The sheer volume of material is staggering. You'll be bombarded with information about bones, muscles, diseases, and treatments. And just when you think you've got a handle on it, they'll throw in some obscure condition. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a centrifuge. But here's the kicker. That's okay. It's normal to feel overwhelmed. The key is to accept that you can't know everything, but you can know a whole lot. Remember, even the most brilliant doctors don't know everything. So take a deep breath, grab your stethoscope, and let's dive into how to survive this medical mayhem. Because if I can do it, so can you. All right, future doctors, listen up. The secret to conquering medical school exams is consistency. Study every single day, even if it's just for 30 minutes. Think of it like brushing your teeth. Build that muscle memory in your brain. It's less painful than cramming the night before. Short, focused study periods are effective. No phone, no social media, no distractions. Make studying a daily habit. Slow and steady wins the race. Weekends. Remember those? Those glorious 2 days when you used to sleep in, binge watch your favorite shows, and forget about all your responsibilities. Well, in medical school, weekends become your secret weapon. They're like a cheat code for your brain. Use them wisely, and you'll level up faster than you can say supracondylar fracture. Weekends are your chance to review everything you've learned during the week. Go over your notes, reread those chapters, and make sure you actually understand what you've been studying. Because let's face it, sometimes during the week, you're just trying to stay afloat. Weekends are when you can finally catch your breath and make sense of it all. But here's the trick. Don't just passively read your notes. Engage with the material. Quiz yourself. Draw diagrams. Teach the concepts to your cat. Trust me, they make great listeners. The more ways you interact with the information, the more likely it is to stick in your brain. And hey, if you're feeling really ambitious, use weekends to get ahead. Read the chapters for next week. Start on that assignment that's due in 2 weeks. Future you will thank present you for being so proactive. Plus, it's a great way to reduce stress during the week. Just remember, weekend studying doesn't mean you can't have any fun. Balance is key. All right, future doctors, listen up. This might be the most important advice I give you. Take a day off. Yes, you heard me right. 1 whole day every week where you don't even look at a textbook. I know, it sounds crazy, but trust me, it's not just important. It's essential. Think of your brain like a sponge. If you keep soaking it in information without ever wringing it out, it's going to get oversaturated and stop absorbing. That's where burnout comes from. And let me tell you, burnout in medical school is about as fun as performing surgery with a butter knife. Not recommended. So, what should you do on your day off? Anything that isn't studying. Sleep in. Binge watch that show everyone's been talking about. Go for a hike. Have a dance party in your living room. Heck, spend the whole day in your pajamas if you want. The point is to give your brain a break and do something that makes you happy. Self-care isn't just about relaxation though. It's about maintaining your physical and mental health. Eat well, exercise, stay hydrated. Treat your body like the amazing machine it is. Because here's the thing, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of your studies or your future patients. So make self-care a priority. Doctor's orders. Section 5. Quality over quantity. Study smarter, not harder. Listen up, future doctors. It's time to debunk a big myth. More studying does not equal better grades. Shocking, I know, but it's true. It's not about how many hours you spend with your nose in a book. It's about how effectively you use that time. Quality over quantity, folks. It's like surgery. Precision is key. Think about it this way. Would you rather spend 10 hours studying and retain 20% of the information, or spend 5 hours studying and retain 80%? Efficiency is your new best friend. It's like the difference between a scalpel and a butter knife. Both can cut, but one is a whole lot more precise. So how do you study efficiently? First, identify your weak areas. There's no point spending hours on topics you already know. Focus on your knowledge gaps. It's like patching a leaky boat. You want to fix the holes, not repaint the parts that are fine. Use active recall techniques like flashcards or teaching concepts to others. It's way more effective than passive reading. And here's a pro tip. Use different study methods for different subjects. What works for anatomy might not work for pharmacology. Maybe you're a visual learner for some topics and an auditory learner for others. Experiment and find what works best for you. Remember, studying smarter means you'll have more time for self-care and maybe even a social life. I know, let's not get too crazy here. Section 6. Repetition and personal learning styles. All right, future healers, let's talk about the power of repetition. Practice makes perfect. In medical school, repetition makes retention. Engage with the material in different ways each time you review it. Read it, write it, say it out loud, teach it. The more ways you interact, the more neural pathways you create. Now, let's talk about personal learning styles. Everyone's brain is wired differently. Some are visual learners, some auditory, some kinesthetic. Experiment with different methods to find what resonates with you. Section 7. Diversify your resources and practice. All right, future doctors, time to spice up your study life. Textbooks are great, but if they're your only resource, you're missing out. Diversify your resources like you're building the ultimate medical knowledge portfolio. Use online resources, video lectures, podcasts, and study apps. Now, let's talk about the holy grail of medical school studying, Q&As. Do them. Do lots of them. The more questions you answer, the better you'll get. Medical school exams are about applying knowledge to solve problems, and that's exactly what Q&As train you to do. Section 8. The truth about cramming. Okay, future doctors, brace yourselves. I'm about to drop a truth bomb that might shake your world. Ready? Here it is. Cramming works. Yes, you heard me right. All those people who told you cramming is useless? They lied. Or maybe they just didn't know how to cram effectively. Because here's the thing. When done right, cramming can be a powerful tool in your medical school arsenal. Now, don't get me wrong. Cramming should not be your primary study method. It's like using a defibrillator. Great in emergencies, but not something you want to rely on daily. But the week before your exam? That's prime cramming time, my friends. It's your chance to review everything one last time, to solidify all that knowledge in your brain. So how do you cram effectively? First, focus on high-yield topics. You don't have time to review everything, So prioritize the most important concepts. Use summary sheets, flashcards, and mnemonic devices. It's like packing for a trip. You want to fit as much as possible into a small space. And here's a pro tip. Use active recall during your cram sessions. Don't just read your notes, test yourself. It's like a dress rehearsal for the real exam. The more you practice retrieving information under pressure, the better you'll perform when it really counts. Just remember to get enough sleep the night before the exam, because all the cramming in the world won't help if you're too tired to remember your own name on exam day. You've got this, future doctor. Section 9. Exam Day Strategies. Fight for every point. All right, future healers, it's exam day, the day you've been preparing for. The exam isn't just a test of your knowledge, it's a test of your mental stamina and problem-solving skills. Fight for every single point. Make educated guesses. Partial credit is your friend. Write down what you know. Trust yourself. You've put in the work. Take a deep breath. Break down tough questions. Move on if you're stuck. Look at the bigger picture. Show that exam who's boss. You've got this, future doctor.